Rainbow Six Siege's new season, Operation Collision Point, was officially revealed by Ubisoft just the other day, and this video is going to go over literally everything that you guys absolutely need to know before the official release in about 2 weeks from now. I definitely 100% plan to make individual videos going into more specific detail about all the changes shown in this video, but today we're pretty much just going to go broad into everything, make sure you guys are fully up to speed with each individual change. And we're going to start off with some of the things that aren't quite as exciting, the same way that they did in the actual reveal from Ubisoft. And as we go, we're going to get into the more and more exciting things. So I'll leave it all timestamped, so if you guys already know something, you can skip ahead, feel free. But we're going to get started with crossplay. Pretty much, they're finally bringing crossplay between PC and console. You're going to have to individually go into settings and toggle on the crossplay matchmaking setting, I guess. So it's not like you can automatically have it on or off for that matter. You have to go in and change it as you please. It's not like everyone has to play against PC players. Like, you don't have to at all if you don't want to, which I'm sure most people will probably do. So it's going to be really easy. They're pretty much fully integrating Ubisoft Connect between PC and console so that you can seamlessly invite your friends from PC over at console and so on. So I think that's really great. With this whole crossplay system, they are bringing in a newly improved Mousetrap system as well. So this is a massive benefit. They're pretty much doing it on a 3-strike basis. So after your 3rd strike of being caught on Mousetrap, you're going to get moved over to mouse and keyboard lobbies for 90 days. So pretty much you just have 3 strikes, which I don't necessarily 100% agree with. I feel like it could kind of just be a one-time thing, but you know, that's neither here nor there. And as soon as you get caught those 3 times, you're going to get moved over, and they say that they are going to get more accurate over time as they have more data to pull from. So that's great, I guess. So maybe it won't be perfect at first, and hopefully it will get better as we go along. So now moving on to our second section here, we have player protection. Basically, they are bringing in cheater match cancellation, where they are able to detect cheaters in game, literally like as soon as possible, seamlessly, and then they will be able to completely cancel the match when that cheater is detected and immediately ban that cheater or give whatever punishment is necessary to that cheater, whatever. But the main idea is that they're going to cancel the match, so you won't see any more games where, you know, you have to go up against all of these crazy hackers and have to deal with it for, you know, 9 rounds or whatever it may be. That's just super frustrating. No one wants to deal with that. I think this is great. This is also another thing that they said will get more accurate with time. So as they have more data, more scenarios to pull from, it will only get better. And I have a premonition that this is not going to work very well at first, and it's probably going to receive a lot of hate, a lot of backlash. But, you know, I mean, Ubisoft's been struggling with just banning cheaters overall over the course of a season. So I can't imagine how much of an improvement could have been made over the last season, where now they're able to detect cheaters in the span of a 30-minute siege match. I talked about that in my last video too. Not 100% sure. I don't really want to speculate too much, because if they say they are implementing this, then I trust them. I trust that it's ready, but I'm definitely interested to see how it goes. Next part of player protection, they are doing a complete refresh of the reputation system. This sounds pretty great to me. I mean, obviously, the first reputation system had a lot of its own problems. We kind of bullied them into changing it, so, you know, we really appreciate that part of Ubisoft, you know, they're listening to our feedback at least a little bit. And pretty much the main idea I got from this reputation system refresh is they're changing it to this quote-unquote unit mode. I'm not 100% sure how else to really describe it, besides for the fact that there's positive units and there's negative units, I guess. So like, obviously your negative units would be team killing or, you know, saying mean things in chat, you know, things like that. Overall, you have this sort of overarching score that is like, you know, completely unique to you, and it will be completely reset. Everyone's reputation is getting reset at the beginning of next season. So everyone's score will, you know, start from the bottom, and you'll be able to see how it fluctuates based on, you know, pretty much your behavior, I guess you could say, in the game. So again, really great change. And then with this also comes the change of AI chat moderation. I think think this is great. You know, I mean, any chance you can get to implement AI into something these days, I think is really good as long as it works. Of course, I mean, like, you don't really want people to be harassing or, you know, saying really inappropriate or awful things in chat. So I think this is only a good thing. I can't imagine how it could be detrimental to the game in any way. So I think that that should work out. And then moving on, they also did introduce a Maestro Elite skin, which is low-key sick in my opinion. I don't know, it's actually probably one of my favorites of this past year. I mean, I don't really care all that much for cosmetics at the end of the day, but bro, he has the loafers and a cigar. Like, it's just, I don't know. This dude is just looking absolutely dapper. I love it. So that is the Maestro Elite skin. And then they have this little section on matchmaking. Pretty much there is a phantom player that they are adding in, and it's basically going to take into account the size of the squad that you are matchmaking with and the difference of skill within the squad. And I think that's the main part that they're trying to get at here. So, you know, if you're a diamond queuing up with bronzes, it's going to take the difference of your guys' skill, and that will contribute to the lobby fairness. And it's all going to be pretty much included under this 6th phantom player that's going to show basically like the average of your team. And it's just going to pretty much make it a lot more fair, I guess, in the way that they do matchmaking. And it's going to be used in all playlists, so pretty much ranked, casual, in the Siege Cup, which we're going to talk about here soon. So I'm really excited to see how much this really changes things. And then they also are talking about the team rebalancing, where basically they are trying to make the two teams in the lobby as physically close to each other in skill as possible. And so they're going to make more dynamic matchmaking changes in the future. This is all kind of just a basis for right now that they're going to continue to work on. So it should only get better. I'm really excited to see the future of what matchmaking looks like in Siege. And speaking of, they did hit on the Siege Cup during the reveal. They had a successful beta on PC this past season, and so they have the full release coming out at the beginning of Operation Collision Point. I'm really excited for this. It's basically like a 8-team double elimination bracket style thing, and I think you need to have a complete 5-stack to be able to play. I didn't get to do any of the beta because I am a console player, so that just kind of has added to my anticipation. I'm really excited to actually get my hands on this. But yeah, if you win these Siege Cups, you earn competitive coins, so that's kind of the incentive. And Ubisoft is really pushing it. They're saying they want it to become their most competitive playlist in Siege, obviously taking over Ranked, so it's like a whole nother tier up. I think this is awesome. I think Ranked has definitely become stale over the years. I don't really think anyone would disagree with me on that either. So this is adding a whole little extra pizzazz to the game, I guess you could say, and it's really got people excited, including me. Now getting into some of the fun stuff. So balancing. Shields are definitely taking a pretty massive nerf. Basically, they're changing the melee priority to the non-shield user when in an engagement with a shield, and also the non-shield user can increase the severity or intensity of the guard break of the shield exponentially for up to 100% guard break opening. I'm not 100% sure if that makes sense, so I'm kind of showing what they showed on screen now so you guys get a better idea of it. And also, it is going to be much easier to cause shield suppression, and the biggest thing of this whole entire nerf is that shields will do 0 melee damage. I mean, this is absolutely massive. The entire, advantage of being a shield is that you don't even need to put your shield down and you can just bulldoze right through people. And I mean, you have the shield priority, or you have the melee priority, I guess I should say, and it's an immediate melee kill once you get them. So like, it's been really strong, really powerful for such a long time now. I guess the past couple of seasons, the community's been pretty much done with it, and so this nerf definitely seems a little bit severe to me. I wouldn't be surprised if they maybe added some tweaks to this throughout the season. They might see that shields become a little bit too weak after this. I'm not sure. This is definitely one of the major things that they are changing within this season. So I want to hear your guys' opinions specifically on this in the comments. But moving on to the next thing, they are changing Ying. Not really anything all that crazy. They just described it as a tweak. They are increasing the Candela's delay before going off. It pretty much just gives gives defenders a little bit more time to shoot at them. I believe it's a 2-second delay, so nothing all that crazy, just a tweak. And then the last balancing thing that they actually talked about was Sense. Pretty much you can toggle on or off Sense's light wall when deployed, and Warden won't be able to see through it since it's not smoke, which I think is actually a pretty big deal. It definitely makes Sense much stronger. I'm not sure if the pick rate will go up, but it definitely makes Sense slightly more desirable in my opinion. And then they did mention a Thunderbird change in the, I think it was the patch notes or designer notes or whatever the last notes were that came out. They talked about some kind of a Kona station buff. They didn't say anything about it in the actual video, which is interesting, but pretty much what it was supposed to be is that Kona stations give a baseline healing amount and they continue to heal you over a period of time. This definitely makes her much more desirable, and even further than that, it makes her pretty powerful in my opinion. I would definitely begin playing her much more often than I have over the last 2 years, so I'm not sure why they didn't mention this. Maybe they're recalling it. Not really sure at the moment. I'm sure we'll find out more here pretty soon. And then just a few more kind of boring things. They are implementing a long-term progression system where you pretty much earn badges by completing challenges over a long-term period. And this is pretty much just to incentivize or reward the longevity of players. Nothing all that crazy here. You can kind of display the badges on like your little player cards before the round starts. Like I said, nothing all that crazy, but something that's worth noting. And then the last thing before we get into what you're probably here for is that they are changing, or not changing, they are adding a career hub where it's going to have your replays, your rank, your reputation, and your career stats all in one place. This is definitely much more friendly to the user interface aspect of Siege. I think this is great. I think this is going to make Siege a whole lot easier to navigate. Definitely excited for this. And now what you're probably here for, Blackbeard. Basically, we kind of already knew going into this, not only from the leaks, but also from the videos that Ubisoft was posting, the teasers. So Blackbeard is going to have a shield where he can also have his primary weapons. So it's not like, you know, Fuse or Blitz where you have your shield and your pistol. It's going to be your shield and, you know, your primary weapon, your Scar, your whatever. And not only that, but his shield can bash through soft walls or barricades, castle barricades. So it definitely is going to be powerful. It looks really fun. They really were pushing for it to be a frontline attacker, like an entry fragger kind of thing. And I think I think Blackbeard 100% with this new rework is going to have the ability to be not only viable in ranked play, but also genuinely good. You know what I mean? Like, this might be actually really powerful for the attackers, and I'm not really sure what it's going to translate to in game. I guess the test server will probably come out at some point this week. I'm not sure at the time of recording this. I'd be really interested to see how this actually plays. Like, is this going to be really good in round? Is this going to be not good in round? I'm not sure. That's kind of just the fun part of it right now. I can't put my finger on it. It's hard to tell. With the, you know, previous shield settings, I think it's going to be overpowered. With the shield nerf settings that they are implementing to this next season, I think it could be a pretty balanced operator to start off the season. We might not see too many tweaks, but I don't want to get ahead of myself. I don't want to speculate too much. Right now, this is just what we know. I'm definitely going to be super excited to play Blackbeard. I'll definitely have some gameplay when I get my hands on it. For now, the release is currently set for December 3rd, I believe, which is coming way quicker than anticipated. It's like almost 2 weeks away at this point, which is crazy. I feel like Operation Twin Shells has absolutely flown by, but I will 100% update you guys if I find out more about any of the question marks that I kind of highlighted in this video. Be sure to comment down below if you have any questions. I'll try my best to answer, or what you're most excited for or most skeptical of for this next season. As always, thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you all in the next one. Peace.